goes by. People always ask me why black holes. Listen up, baby girl, shit, I'm about to let you know why I always had a black holes. Whoa. They talking shit up in my comments. Yeah, they don't know, but I'm about to block them. Cause every day, I block hoes. They be being shady, yeah. Whoa. Cause you know I block hoes, baby. In different area codes, baby. You never know, but I block.
Hey y'all, happy Good Friday. What is up, everybody? Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for being tuned in on this good old Good Friday because it is Good Friday. I'm not sure how many of you guys celebrate Good Friday, but in Louisiana, we do it big. Okay, listen, we do it real big, baby. Seafood galore. My fiance is outside right now balling them crawdads. So, I had a busy morning, y'all. I was trying to go live this morning and try to get it out the way so I don't fall behind on my content like I always do. but but time got away from me because I had to go to the store and get onions, mushrooms, smoked turkey neck, seafood ball, all the works basically. I had to go get all that and exchange out with butane tank. Child had some stuff to do. But yeah, y'all. So but of course I gotta give y'all some time too, because y'all my second family, right? But last night, y'all, because I don't want to spend too much time, because I still gotta go and eat my crawfish and stuff, because I am leaving Sunday for my trip also. But last night, a little birdie jumped in my inbox and was like, "Pop, check out this lady's page. She's over here exposing foot meat and her mom." Right? So I head on over to the page, child. This lady then did a whole story time. I said, "Dang." But we gonna get into it. Let's see who we got up in here. Let me know if you from the boot. If you not from the boot and you celebrate Good Friday, let me know what y'all do in the comments. Because everybody different. What's up, Terry bro? Thank you for that fair use. Shout out to you. Hey Nita, sweet queen, my love. Miss Nina. We got, hold up, Rakita in the building. My girl Key. We got Angela B. We got, let's see, K Monet with the Q. Miss Tracy, Trina B. We got Miss Darlene. Let's see. Topeka. We got Miss Dee Dee, Raquel, Miss Michelle Spikes, Child of God is in the building. Brandy, Miss Leslie, Jaisha, Special K. Shout out to you, Miss Marlene, Miss Yolanda. We got Miss Jean, Miss Deborah R, Miss Angela Dickerson, Love Mel. Shout out to you, Jay Chopper. Chopper style, chopper style, chopper style. Who know about that? That's some old school though. That's some old school Louisiana rap. Who else we got up in here? The other Miss Yolanda, shout out to you. Simply Sunshine Moments, Miss Letitia, Miss Marlena. We got Raquel, Miss Shonda, Miss Michelle Holmes, Lily, Valerie, my girl Nika, Miss Margaret Mason, Miss Valerie. We got Sweetly Favored. We got Sadie in the building, Miss Angeline, Miss Eve, Tylisa, Miss Cheryl Daggs, my Louisiana sister. Tokyo Blues, Miss Charlene, Miss Annette. Okay, look at y'all, Miss Geraldine. I can see too many of y'all don't celebrate good old Friday because Y'all up in here with me, unless y'all got a little downtime going on. Who else? Jazzy Red. We got Renita in the building. Courtney Lester, twin girl. Miss Simone, that's Leah, Miss Gracie. We got Miss Ramona G, the boot baby. Hey, Miss Ashley. Hey, beautiful bee. Since you know so much, but don't know a thing. I love that name, B. You did your big one with that one. Hey, Sierra. Hey, Miss Cynthia. Who else we got? I don't want to miss nobody. A light that shines in the darkness. One Reese Pooh in the building. Andrea in the building. Last chance. Hey, Jay's family. Hey, sister. I ain't seen you in a hot minute. Hey, Miss Sheeta. Okay, look at y'all. Miss Stephanie up in here. Shout out to everybody that's in here, y'all. We ain't gonna spend too much time on the formalities because, like I said, y'all, I'm gonna go eat, and the crawfish are almost done. I cannot wait. I look forward to this because I ate so much crawfish and seafood as a child to where I don't eat it like everybody else does. You know, I try to stick to the holidays, or if I just have a taste for it, that's when I want it. But I want it today, and my fiance found some big ones too. So, ooh. I can't wait to suck them heads. If you know about it, you know about it. Okay, that's where all the flavor and the seasoning is at. Hey, Latte, what's up, Unicorn? Unicorn in the building. You say, look like I'm working and cooking me some salmon. Okay, we love salmon too. I sure did, Santa Palermo. That's why I added to my caption because I'm going to give my input on that also. Because my thing is, when you want to be considered a child, you should stay in a child's place, right? Okay. I just don't understand it. And I feel like people forgot about some receipts that came out in the midst of the saga. Some such as things that took place with the mom in the mom's care. So we gonna keep talking about the old fashioned a whipping that we got from our daddy, but we ain't gonna talk about the alleged abuse that was endured at the hands of the mom while pregnant. Or we gonna talk about it. Because at this point, you know what? I feel like a lot of people turn the other cheek and ignore a lot of things when it comes to this child because it is RH's child out of respect for him. But at some point, it's like, okay, now you're doing a little too much. You're doing a little too much, baby. You a child, you got a baby, but you're doing a little too much on the internet. And it speaks a lot to her mother because at the end of the day, right? You don't want people coming at your child, but you're not controlling your child constantly coming on the internet with this foolishness. You caught a whipping. That's it. We all didn't have some probably worse than what you got. I'm pretty sure. And you can't tell me now one woman on this internet is okay with if it was their child coming to the internet speaking on something that happened in their home as a as far as a whipping. Child, ain't nobody would be okay with that. You got grown women in the comments talking about, let her speak her piece. That's her story. Child, if that's the case, I got about 100 of them. Okay. If that's a story, I got about 100 of them. Y'all gotta chill, bro. Y'all doing entirely too much. It's the selective outrage for me though. But we ain't getting off topic. I had this live set and plan. I told y'all last night that I was gonna do this today on my community wall. But we ain't getting distracted away from the bruiser. Okay, this is just a little, because I like to throw different things because I cover all parties in the saga. So when you got somebody that's constantly getting on her platform saying they talk about me every day, they talk about me every day, that's a lie. That's a lie, baby. Look at the first of all, this is a secondary business for me. It's not primary, so I'm not on here every day. I didn't even go live yet content yesterday. I skipped because it's not primary. So I just don't understand these people, baby. But I talk about all parties involved when it comes to this saga. Nobody is off limits. Nobody's off limits. Thank you, Miss Valerie, for that cash app blessing, my love. Shout out to you. Okay, y'all. So, like I said, let's get into this story time real quick, and then we'll talk more about that child who keeps coming to the internet with her family business. And I got a recording to play for y'all also because when they want to speak, for the ones who, saying that it's a Bruce what happened with her and her dad, but it was Laonya who brought, well, she wasn't the first one, but she spoke on it on somebody's panel about the abuse from her mother while she was pregnant. So I'm gonna play that audio because I don't think too many people heard that one. But we have text messages also, you know, child was trying to get emancipated at 16 just to get away from her mama. But we got so much smoke for the daddy though. We got so much smoke for the daddy though. That's interesting. That's cute. Okay, hold on, y'all. So she did parts. Okay, I think this is part one. Wait, let me see. Let me see. That lady said she fed up. She tired of y'all. She tired of y'all. I ain't gonna say the lady's name, y'all, because she's not included in this saga, but she did do a 7-part story time. And she says she's fed the F up with these people. When I say these people, she's talking about Foot Meat and her mom. Miss Lily. So I'm gonna read them to y'all. Hold on. Let me get this off the screen. Let me go up. Shout out to everybody that's coming in, y'all. Please, please, please. Hit the like button. Let me see. Somebody send me. Thank you, Miss Cynthia. Thank you for that super support, my love. And thank you to T. Shout out to you, my girl. If y'all would like to bless me monetarily, you can cash at me $sign Lupac1. You can also buy me a coffee. Shout out to my coffee people. I see y'all when y'all be coming through, even when I'm not on live stream. It is greatly appreciated. You could also support the platform by getting a super chat or a super sticker. I do have a gold set. It is not mandatory, but it is greatly appreciated because it contributes to the revenue of this live in particular. So if the views don't hit, baby, them supers make up for it. Trust the plus, okay? You can also support the platform by getting a membership. Shout out to all my members, days 1, 2s, and 3s. The love pot is still in full motion. We rocking and rolling with it. I probably do another members only live, y'all, when I come back from my trip next week. So it'll be later on in the week. We'll do a members only live to give updates about the love pot and whatever. All of the different things that we talk about in members only. And just hit the like button. That's free 99, child. You can't be free. Anyways, let's get into it, y'all, so I can go eat these started. Because before you know it, my fiance gonna be looking for me. I disappeared. I was outside with them. It's hot though. Woo! It's hot. It sure will, Latte. It's gonna be crazy, and Pop gonna miss it too. I'm gonna try to peek in, and I might watch some stuff while I'm on the plane. But I listen. One thing about me is everything comes before the internet. I'm sorry. This is if you delve or dive too much into the mess and the drama on the internet, it can really disturb your peace. And no, that's why I don't do this full time because it's too much. It's not like other sectors where you can do your content in peace and just blog, talk on your story, whatever, do your content and get off. You got a beef with people. You got people disrespecting you because they don't like what you're talking about. That's a lot. That's a lot to deal with just for trying to do your job. And it's unnecessary. It lacks maturity, it lacks morality, it lacks integrity. Child, who got time for that? Who got time for that? So that's why I say y'all probably won't even see me while I'm on vacation. I might put out a video and that's it. Because I need that break. I need that break, baby. Anyways, okay, y'all. So this is part. Wait, let me get my charger. Hold on. I'm pulling and pulling. About to knock all this stuff off my You have to smell that seasoning all the way up in here from the outside. That's crazy. Thank you, Nika, my love, for that cash app blessing. I appreciate you. Thank you. Shout out to y'all because somebody else sent me a cash app yesterday and said this is for your trip. Thank y'all so much. I really, really appreciate it. I swear. Okay, let me see y'all. Um, my son would call me like he ain't in the other room. Boy, if you don't get up, I swear these electronics make these kids lazy. Okay, so the lady said, this is part one, y'all. It run them lights up. She said, so enough is a effing enough. I've been quiet and minding my business and staying to myself, but as long as I do, this dumb jealous itch and her daughter, Foot Meat, she's talking about Foot Meat and her mama, y'all. She says, continues with their dumb ish, and I see some of you smiling in me and my kid's face, but steady liking her bull ish. So let me break this little timeline down. First, as everyone knows by now, my ex-husband, my kid's dad, not baby daddy, had a massive hemorrhage slash brain bleed at Crow Park. They had to take him by ambulance to meet the helicopter to airlift him to Greenville, South Carolina. What some don't know is that our kids nor his mother was informed by his estranged wife. Okay, let me stop right there. The lady who's telling the story is the ex-wife of Foot Meat's daddy, y'all. She's the ex-wife. During the time that he was here, if y'all remember, Foot Meat was posting on her page about her dad passing away. So it's the lady gonna give a good bit of details about certain things. Y'all gonna hear it because it get a little juicy. But she's the ex-wife, and Foot Meat's mom was married to him while he was still here or whatever. So she was the current wife. All right. So let me see where we at. She said, what some don't know is that our kids nor his mother was informed by his estranged wife. Yes, estranged wife that they hadn't lived together in over 4+ years, but they play happy for the public when she called wanting to put on for the people. But no, thank you to such and such. I ain't gonna say these people names for calling my daughter and telling her what was going on with her dad. Even though you were told to not tell them nothing, while said person was rummaging through his pockets like a crackhead. Wait, and holding up care from the EMTs. So she's saying Foot Meat's mom was allegedly trying to go through his pockets for money and stuff while the EMTs was trying to work on him, y'all. That is crazy. So hold on, let me see where we at. She said, and holding up care from the EMTs. Now ask yourself, if your spouse or partner you proclaim to love so much was going through this, would you not follow the ambulance with them in it to meet the helicopter and give and get the information about them? Well, that didn't happen. So concerned about a dang car and money and never came to the ambulance to meet the helicopter. Therefore, didn't know which dang hospital he was going to. But guess who was there and had to give them his information? Me, the one she's so pressed about. You sweaty, some young women talking, y'all. These are older grandmothers. This is crazy. Keep y'all, but it get good. Hold on. Because I read it last night to make sure I wanted to talk about it. Let me see where I stopped. The one she's so pressed about. Then, if they went to Spartanburg, as they said, how did I beat them to the hospital in Greenville? Shaking my dang head. I got the information about my ex before she did. I was just there being the mother I am for my kids. Now, my child that was called lives way in Greensboro. Tell me why said person, Foot Meat's mama, got to the hospital 15 minutes before she got there and she had to drive 3 hours to get there. Again, I was there for my kids and to take care of my grandchild because my daughter was breastfeeding at the time. So when my daughter got there, I stayed in the car with my grandchild until she needed to be fed. So my daughter was coming out, but then they put her dad in the neuro ICU. So she had me. Hold on, let me finish it. Wait, let me see where I stopped off, y'all. Hold on. So she had me bring her child there, no problem. As I was going up the elevator, said person, Foot Meat's mom, sees me and says, who gave the ex permission to be here? My first thought was to see about her, but she was ready to put them bows, baby. But I promised my kids I wouldn't do that because we already knew she would try and stop them from seeing their dad. But still, such and such, I ain't gonna say this person's name, grabbed my arm to stop me. Thank you for that, even though I wasn't going to do anything. And my brother in love had to tell her about herself. Mind you, this man she claims to love was DYINGing upstairs. Me personally, I never leave my loved one no matter what. So after that, I don't know where she got to, but everyone had went in to see him, and I was told my child was having a hard time Wow, wait, having a hard time and had broken down. As the mother I am, I went to my child. Evidently, wow, you could tell this lady is on a whole different level intellectually than the way Foot Meat and her mama type. Two different two different people, y'all. And I'ma read what Lily posted also, which you can barely understand. Hold on. So she said, evidently, while I was in there, she came back and asked who was back there. I guess because she didn't see me out there when told I was back there, it was why is she back there? Well, I'm a mother before anything, and my kids come first to me, so I'm going to be there with and for my child. That's part one, y'all. And you know what's crazy? She's saying that Footmeat's mom was so concerned about why she was there, but not looking at the bigger picture. You not spending time with this man while he's in ICU on a ventilator, might I add. And you know that man had multiple kids with different women, but you worried about the women instead of the kids. Of course, her mom. Of course, these kids' mom is gonna be there. They losing their dad. Why are you concerned about that? But it gets worse, y'all. It gets worse. Okay, listen. So part she say part F and two, baby. She was heated. Hold on, y'all. Okay. She said, mind you, where was her child? In all caps. She saw my foot meat. It's where it kind of started getting juicier. Oh, they weren't speaking, but she was living in a hotel in Duncan, South Carolina, which isn't too far from Greenville, but she never came to the hospital Saturday night to see her supposed dad. Yes, supposed, because it's a man out there that's questioning if she's his or not, and has always had that question, as did Charles, too. If y'all remember, Dawn did a live stream where she was going back and forth with Foot Meat, and Dawn posted a man that with a side by side, with Foot Meat, basically saying this is the man that's alleging that he's her dad for real. So I remember that. Okay, so it says, I so since we'd already stayed well after visiting hours and only one person could stay with him, so we left for the night. But before we did, it was said wait, hold on. It was said that they wait to take him off life support or whatnot till my son got in from Miami in the morning. Fast forwarded to the next morning. My daughter, and my 6 month old grandchild got to the hospital around 8:30 a.m. We walked in and didn't say a word to anyone. Her sister, Katie, which is Footmeat's mama, her sister, her and their brother Noonie and whatever were sitting there, and she says, when Miko gets here and sees his dad, I'm stopping visitation. Why would she do that, y'all? Why would you stop visitation knowing that all that man kids ain't even made it there yet? Because they coming from different states. That's some crazy work. So it also says, hold on, let's see. Meaning my kids weren't going to be able to see their dad as he was on his DEATH bed. But this is the woman of God she professes to be on social media. Well, I still didn't say anything, but because I'm still trying to be peaceful in there for my child. However, my child flipped the F out, and as she did, she asked why, because my mom is here to help me with my child. This woman says yes, and y'all were being disrespectful yesterday. Now she's mad at the wrong ones because no one was being disrespectful to anyone. But she meant the doctors were, because they were talking to my daughter who's a nurse, and she and knew what was going on. But they would ask questions, and she herself wouldn't speak till my daughter spoke up, talking about she's been in the medical field for 30 plus years. No, you're a CNA and you've been wiping ASS for that long. I said what the F I said because it's no comparison, but nothing's wrong with that. Much respect to those who are CNAs, because I couldn't do it. But you're still not a nurse. There is a difference. While this is going on, I'm trying to get my child out of there before she did something that could hurt her. All I hear is y'all don't do that in front. Don't do that here from Katie. Wait, all I can hear is y'all don't do that here from Katie. No, oh, Katie was saying that. No, you tell your sister that because we just walked in and she started that mess. So then we had to let my mother-in-law slash love know they weren't gonna be able to see her child. But then they said only Miko. So she was trying to stop this man's mama from visiting too, y'all. Imagine that. Imagine your son or daughter is on their DEATH bed, and the wife is trying to stop, because of ugly ways, the parents from seeing their child. This is some crazy work. This is crazy. Hold on, let me see where we at. Okay, Miko Frank. And my mother-in-law could go back there. Then the sister comes back and tells us we were going to be thrown out of the hospital if we continue. Continue what at that point? So yes, I kind of lost it and did say I put up with some ish yesterday, but enough is enough. And over them three, over my kids, I'd whoop her ass today. At that moment, I meant it, but as you know, in all these years, I've ignored a whole lot of stuff and would never let her get me to that point. And I apologize to my kids, and I'll never let that happen again. No more than 20 minutes later, here comes two little security guards to tell us we had to leave. We told them we weren't going anywhere. This is a public place, and we slash I didn't have to go to back there, but we don't have to leave the hospital either. Call the police. Well, we didn't go anywhere and they didn't call the police. And even though they said she lied and said her life was threatened. Wow. Baby, the apple don't fall far from the tree. That's all I'm going to say. Because this is crazy, y'all. So, let me see. Is this part? Okay, this is still part of part two. So it says, no, I read this part. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure I ain't skipping over. Okay, I read that part. So part three. Well, around 1:30, her daughter and grandkids had came. She's talking about foot meats and her kids. So when my other grandkids had arrived, I decided to take them out to get away from the hospital and keep them occupied. While I was gone, her child, foot meat, finally goes back to see her supposed dad for 2 to 5 minutes, and they all left and never came back to the hospital. Peep what she say next. Because if y'all remember, Footmeat was doing certain things for sympathy on social media, trying to gain financial. She's trying to get some money based off of her dad passing away, right? So let me run it back. She says, while I was gone, her child, Footmeat, while finally goes back to see her supposed dad for 2 to 5 minutes, and wait, hold on. And they all left and never came back to the hospital. My ex took a turn, and my child calls her for the doctor to let her know, and had her on speakerphone. This woman that loves this man so much, this woman of God, tells my child, she's talking about Foot Me Mama, tells my child that she's in Forest City and was not coming back. If he goes, DIES, he goes. The man took date, y'all. The Footmeat, her mama, and Footmeat's kids went into the room allegedly, visit with him for 2 to 5 minutes, and left. Never came back. So the man took a turn for the worse on the ventilator, right? So they call Footmeat's mom on the phone because she's the estranged wife. Call her on the phone and let her know what's going on. And she said, if he DIES, he DIES. Call her when he DIES. That's, I'm laughing, but that ain't funny, y'all. It's just this is crazy. So she says, who says that to someone about their dad or to anyone, period? Then they call her back and ask, did she want to still wait till tomorrow or go ahead and take him off the ventilator now because he was already going on his own? She then says, just let me know when my husband is DEAD or something. Now, all of this time from the time she got to the hospital, her main focus was money and materialistic ish. Hell, my kids ain't pressed for ish. They have their own cars, houses, and careers. And I could tell y'all to say this is supposed to be Footmeat siblings. because that man had a good bit of kids. I did a little research and looked at their lifestyles and stuff like that based on their Facebook pages, and you could tell that they doing well for themselves. So I don't think they would have been fussing over no insurance money. Because I think her daughter is an RN. I don't know what she said her son is, but he live in Miami. And then they have another son, and then they have Foot Meat. And then it's some other kids for, I think, another woman. Don't quote me, but I could have sworn she said that. But we're going to keep reading to find out. So, hold on. Let me see where we at. She said, now all this time, from the time she got to the hospital, her main focus was money and materialistic ish. Hell, my kids ain't pressed for ish. They have their own cars, houses, and careers. Hers, on the other hand, is online begging strangers for money while living out of a hotel at the time because she was chasing a man that didn't want her ass. Listen, y'all. She read her for filth. She said she don't have ass because she was living in a hotel and chasing a man that didn't want her. I wonder who that man was, y'all. Interesting. I think she's talking about Rex though. Either she's talking about Rex or she's talking about the one that Foot Meat had the baby with. Y'all know the fourth baby daddy that she got pregnant for again. So she either talking about Rex or him. So she says, hold on. Now at the same time, this same supposed daughter, Footmeat, was trying to use his DEATH to get money. She didn't even speak to that man or her mama, but now she's daughter dearest. So what she's saying is she didn't have a relationship with that man. And this is true because Footmeat has said it also on her page that she was not close with him. If y'all remember, around the time that the man passed away and she made the post, she made some post talking about she didn't really know how to feel because she wasn't close with him and this and that, right? But you was using his DATH to garner sympathy and get cash apps and stuff. That's what the lady's saying. Part 4. They never included our kids nor his parents in any of the planning for the funeral. She never even called or went to his mom, which is jacked up because regardless of how you feel about that man mama, that's still her child and that's still your mother-in-law. Period. And if you don't consider her your mother-in-law, that's still her child. You wouldn't want nobody doing that to you if that was your child and they was on their DEATH bed. But everybody ain't the same. So she says, but she portrays herself as this Christian woman. She does all over Facebook. Y'all need to stop playing with the Lord. Her whole thing was to keep little old me from the funeral. She was worried about the wrong thing. Here's where she gets petty. You'd really think she thought I would be in there giving him head to bring him back to life. These some grandmothers, y'all. Shaking my dang head. She's so pressed about me, and I really don't know why. I haven't been with that man. If she hears, she gets petty again. I haven't been with that man in over 17 years. Besides that one time, I text 3 little words, and he came a running, dressed in all black from a funeral. She knows the funeral. Oh, that's it. He always said she'd never be the woman or mother I was. But that's not my fault. I raised my kids to be who they are, and he loved and was so proud of them and bragged about them to everyone. I was just being me. This woman is so pressed by me. She refused to let my kids or his parents see him the day before his funeral. She told Ulysses that she was going to be the only one to see him and they could wait till Saturday at his funeral. Shaking my dang head. But yeah, they saw him anyways, even though she tried to change the time to do so. Yet she wanted to play this role and have his parents, whom she's never said 2 words to them this whole time. She wanted them to sit up front with her. So now that I think about it, I think that's her whole problem with me. She's mad because that family loves me. Don't hate me because I'm respectful and a people person. Hold on, y'all. Part 5. Let me pick up my earphones so I can drop them. It's getting good. Hey, everyone that's coming in, y'all, please hit the like button for your girl. Okay, happy Good Friday to y'all. All right, let's see where we at. What to? Hold on, y'all. What? You and my mom went shopping? Okay. All right. Warm my tea real quick. Thank you. Gotta eat my crawfish. You better get your own. That's mine. Okay. So part five, y'all. It says, "Oh, and that aunt, she's always saying tells her things." This is y'all. This is crazy for these to be some grandmas, right? Let me tell you about her too. That's the same aunt that called and told him years ago that I brought another man to her house. When I tell you that man called me crying, begging me to come back to him, and lo and behold, he left her that week too. No, I didn't take him back either. But that aunt is miserable and wants you to be miserable too. She be telling me stuff too and want me to say something so she could run back with it. Unlike some, I don't play them games, and I wouldn't fall into that conversation because I knew she was a miserable, messy itch. I guess you didn't see that. Anyway, those of you that's been running around speaking on Terry, please stop. I'm just trying to live my life as peaceful as I can with my kids and grandkids, but just know I know you're some messy mother effers and you can respectfully kiss my ass. That was part five. Part six. Okay. Stop mentioning me and my kids knowing or thinking we can't see the ish. People gonna screenshot whatever and send it to us, but we could give two F's what you got going on. We're more than good over here. And trust me when I say we don't need any insurance money. That ish is probably gone. And while you're so pressed that you as a Christian woman took his dad's little raggedy black car he bought him for him to get back and forth to his doctor's appointment. You need to be worried about your child you half raised to my foot meat. Hell, to keep it 100, I had her doing stuff with and for her, taking her places and ish when she was young. You treated her like she was an afterthought. So don't come for me because you could never be me. Thank you too, y'all. Raquel, you say you want to go shopping? My mama got them cheering squad. They just went shopping, her and my son. Okay. Every time make an accomplishment or whatever, he go shopping, child. That was part six, y'all. So part seven, she says, wait, hold on. No, before part seven, she added this in. I guess this was just a little addition. She says, "Now I'm done for the night, and you don't have to screenshot ish. It's public. Oh, and another thing, you weren't his first girlfriend. You was the first to give him head, is what he told me. Teresa was his first girlfriend, and I was his first wife. But you was his last wife. But guess what? I was the last to hold his hand while me and our kids were all together around his bed because you weren't there. Don't let me start on the funeral and those bullish obituaries. You thought you did something with that too. Nah, Shawty, I had some made for my kids. Now take that and kiss my ass because I'm done with it." Then she come back with a part seven. she, she say, "Nah, part seven, the funeral." She was so busy trying to keep me from the funeral, people couldn't believe it. A church is a public place. Shaking my dang head. What's so funny is the same simple mofo would show up at different family members' funerals when we were married. One funeral, as the family was going in, I stopped and asked the daughter, foot meat, if she wanted to walk with us. Talk about karma. Then you could go watch the funeral and you'll see who loved that man and who only wanted monetary gain. And don't be mad at me because the pastor mentioned my name before yours. I had nothing to do with that. By the way, you should have been worried about the woman he was screwing in the present that was there. Baby, she ate her up. Clock it. She ate Sister Lillian foot meat up, baby. And you know what, y'all? I had a feeling something was going on. around the time of that funeral because Footmeat kept throwing little subs here and there towards this lady on social media. She was saying little ish here and there, but she didn't get into detail. So this lady, I guess she had enough of it. That's how she started off the story time, like saying, enough is enough. I'm fed up. And she said she kept telling her kids she wasn't gonna say nothing out of respect for them. But everybody got the breaking point, child. So she put that, y'all, and I'ma stay keep y'all updated if she puts something else on social media. So I go to Foot Meets Mama page, because she gonna come with her little response, her little dyslexic illiterate response, right? So here goes Miss Lily. Let me see if I can do it like Chatty. It's a lot on mine. It been okay. Keep in mind, y'all, I'm reading it just as she wrote it. Just as she wrote it. Okay? I ain't messing it up. She says, it's a lot on mine. It been almost a year since my husband been gone, and his family aren't nothing but devils. Yes, I said it. They have sabotaged his truck, stripping everything off in black car, building. And I know who did it. His son, brother, and mother let them do it because I wouldn't let them have truck. We did have any little kids and so don't owe nobody nothing. I let family keep more them should without asking for it. They did messy with his stuff while he was alive. Why wait until he passed? I'm the wife and pissed because I have been nothing but to his parents, but I letting y'all know you going back for contempt of court. Yes, venting on Facebook because people need to know he got evil family and disrespecting him, not me wear clothes to funeral. Too lady marry you entitled. Wait, hold on, y'all. She do, Raquel. She do. I wish she was watching because I sure bring up. She said, she said, hold on, let me back it up. Too lady marry you entitled to what y'all husbands leave. Y'all not son, daddy when y'all supposed to have everything. I've been holding a lot from last year. I was disrespected in hospital, church, graveyard, and not one person told his family they was out. Nobody helped pay for his funeral but took money out his rooms, old thieves and lairs. Y'all need me to read it again so y'all can get it? Oh my God. Miss Pat say I'm lost. I gotta replay. You gonna have to catch it from the beginning, Miss Pat. I am so weak, y'all. Like, lady, you can't understand none of what you just said. How you the clapback is crazy. Okay? She she literally trolling herself with their response. How you gonna clap back at this lady and nobody can understand what you even saying? You say, what is she reading from? I was reading a story time from Foot Meets Daddy's ex-wife from what happened with the funeral situation and when he passed. And then I read Foot Meets Mom, Lily, her what she posted in response. So it's the battle of the grandmas. Battle of the ex. This is funny to me, y'all. My grandma would never. Okay. She would never. She don't even know how to get on Facebook. Facebook it should be for kids, okay? Not grandmas. This is too much, child. This is I'm about to send this to Chad. I'm about to send it to. All right, y'all. So that was our little story time with Footmeat and her mom being exposed. Don't y'all know? Footmeat had the nerve to post on her page. She shared a post that says, "If you defend a PDH file, I'm just gonna assume you're a PDH file too." Then she captioned and say, "Facts. It's a lot of undercover." Oh, you talking about the one that you claim is a PDH file that you claim you also slept with while you were pregnant? Okay, yeah. Girl, if you don't go sit down, if you don't go sit down, because if that's the case, we're gonna assume you're one. We're gonna assume you're one, ma'am. Why you out here throwing out allegations on men because they no longer want you? Because that's exactly what you're doing. Oh Lord. Everybody finna be talking about what DW came and did on her page. I already done seen a video come down my timeline. And it's so sad, y'all. You see, hold on, y'all. If y'all know, most of us bloggers within the earphones, most of us bloggers within this saga, we try not to speak on the kids. Even though y'all see what's going on with everything right now, where somebody, I ain't gonna say her name, is basically trying to paint this narrative that the bloggers have been, she don't care. Let me say it like her. I don't care if y'all talk about me, but keep the kids out of it. Well, if that's the case, what's the problem? What's the problem? Because this is how you know she's trying to paint a narrative to fit her victimizing herself, right? But she really don't want people talking about Janashka. Because when she went live on YouTube the other day, she was quoting very vile things that were said by trolls and supporters. None of the bloggers that she's literally coming after or attempting to said those things. And let's take it back just a little bit. One of the things that she said, guess who told it to her? That was when she was going back and forth with RH's sister. I'm not going to say her name because y'all know the situation. That was stated by her, right? And they didn't made amends. They made amends. They both apologized to each other, if I can recall, because Laonia was the one who spoke on her kids first and ordered her minions when she weaponized her platform and told all her people to call CPS on this lady. Yeah, that's when that statement was made. Nora does not make it right because and she apologized for it, as did Laonia apologize to her. So why are you trying to use that and try to put it on bloggers when you know it wasn't the bloggers who even said that, baby? Here's the thing what people fail to realize. When you make statements like that and you try to say, oh, I'm taking this person to court for saying this and that or whatever about my kids, you gotta prove that. So make sure you have the proof to show that it's bloggers who said those statements that you regurgitated on your live stream. Make sure, because court can get real ugly, especially when you throwing out statements. Because when you talk about defamation, baby, please know the meaning. Please know the meaning of defamation, because defamation also is making false claims, putting things on other people that they didn't even do. That's defamation. That's defamatory, whatever you want to call it. Be real careful. Exactly, Special K. That was their gripe. That was when they was going back and forth. How you put that on Blogger? Notice how she don't say, oh, such and such said this. They over there saying she make it as a whole. She puts it on everybody over here. And that's the part that I don't like, because it paints a narrative to the small minds and they take that and run with it when that's not even the case. I don't speak um bad towards kids. I don't speak about kids in a vile manner. I barely speak about kids, period, to be honest. So when you say stuff like that, that's not cool. That's not cool because it's not true. And most of those statements that she made didn't come from the bloggers or the content creators. It came from trolls and support. Make it make sense. When she said that, I said, oh yeah, come on, play if you want to. Play if you want to, baby. Play if you want to. My lawyer be on ice, okay? Make sure you don't attach me to nothing that don't have nothing to do with me while we going to court. Because that counter gonna be crazy. Thank you, my Kathy, my love. You say hello, Lupac in chat. Hope all is well with everyone. Just ask everyone to send up a prayer to me and my family. Lost my baby brother in a car crash this past week. Oh my God, day after his birthday, another. Oh my God, Miss Kathy, I'm so sorry to hear that, my love. Oh, you know what that remind me of? When this was years ago, but in my family, this before y'all even knew me. Um, Around the time my grandfather passed, it was him, one of my mom's oldest brother, and my first cousin, which is one of my mom's oldest sister's daughter. They passed. They each passed a year back to back. So it was 2017, 2018, and 2019. So it was real hard on my grandma and the family around that time because it happened back to back. Like we was trying to get over this situation and then boom, this happened. And then when we started kind of, get eased from this situation, it happened again. So it's just unfortunate. They say God never gives you more than you can bear, even though a lot of times it feels unbearable. And it's like, come on now, God, give me a break. Cut me some slack. This is a little, this a lot. This is a lot. But I'm gonna keep you in my prayers, you and your family, as I always do. I love you, and I hope that you, stay surrounded by the ones that you love and the ones that love you back. That's how you get through these type of trying times. Stay surrounded with love and positivity, and that's for anybody, not just Miss Kathy. When you're going through something, you surround yourself with positive energy. Stay away from negativity, and you surround yourself with the people that you love that love you back. That means you well. That's it. Don't it don't. I feel like it don't. When stuff like this happens, it never gets. You never get over it, but it gets a little easier depending on what you do moving forward. But I'm definitely gonna keep you and your family in my prayers. Let's see. Oh Lord, that's tough, y'all. That is tough. Ooh. Hey, discussion board. Remind you. Okay, let me see. Let me see. We go all the way down in the comments. Hey, Reese, baby. Hey, Blessed Beyond Measures. Hey, Jen. Misty Blue. Okay, y'all. So, like I said, while we are over there doing story time on our father, why is my sister calling? Hold on, y'all. Let me tell her I'm gonna call her. Because I'm one of those people that get all the calls while I'm live. When I ain't live, child, nobody want to talk. Okay, so let's talk about what's going on now. What? Okay, so as y'all can see, hey Natia, hey Yams, we was just talking about you, Chatty Cathy in the building, because I had to read Miss Lily's post, child, and you were definitely needed for that read, baby, because it gave me a headache. It gave me a headache. Okay, you was needed for that, but you just coming in, so I'm cutting some slack. Love you as well, Lupac and Chad. Thank you so much. I'll be back to support you. In the meantime, everyone take care. Love on your family and hold them tight. Yes, ma'am. I agree. I agree. Definitely keeping you in my prayers, Miss Kathy. Um, so as y'all all can see what's going on with RH's daughter, right? And I'm speaking on it because people are already making lives about it, which is very unfortunate because this situation happened at the this happened before they even separated, y'all. This happened before they even separated. Uh, Videos were made around the time that it happened, and it's crazy because the ex-wife, came out here and painted a certain narrative about it, tried to use that situation of that child getting a regular ASS whipping to co-sign her a Bruce narrative, right? She basically manipulated that child into believing she was abused in that moment. And let me tell you why. When the incident actually happened, Foot Meat called Laonia, and Laonia told Foot Meat, because I have the audio. Okay? I have the audios from Foot Meat and Laonia around that time. She called Laonia, and Laonia told her, oh nothing, she just getting a whipping. She just got a whipping. That came from Laonia. That's what Foot Meat said. She said when she called her, she told her she got a whipping. That's what happened, right? So, and and here's the thing. You had to have believed it, because if you believed that it was some sort of abuse at that moment, at that time, why wasn't police notified? So we letting men abuse our kids now and we ain't saying nothing. So we gonna wait till after they separate and this abuse narrative of the wife is being thrown on social media. That's when we gonna push it out there, said incident out there, and make it seem as though this is what happened, right? Hold on, hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, that's so we gonna push that out there after it happened. When we in the moment knew everything was okay because the wife said it, because she was a direct witness. She told the mom that she caught a whipping. She was being disrespectful to her dad, sassy, and she caught a whipping because Laonya even went live when she. Y'all, this is how you know this is some BS. This is how you know this is some BS. Cause okay, now y'all distracting me. Y'all distracting me now. Okay, let me put this phone down. It's throwing me off. Um, this is how you know this is some BS, y'all. Because Laonya did a live early in the saga, letting it be known with that situation that the daughter was being sassy, being disrespectful to her dad, and she caught a whipping. She caught a whipping. And then when, certain things happen in the midst of the saga, oh, now we need to flip the script and make it seem as though he abused his child so that that narrative could co-sign my abuse narrative. Because if y'all remember early on in the saga, when she was pushing out certain narratives, she kept noting what happened with the child. Because oh, if it's multiple people saying it, it's more believable, right? It's more believable if it's multiple people saying it. But it's real crazy because, like I said, foot meat, you called them that day. You was on the phone with them. The wife told you she caught a whipping and you let it go. Because what's wrong with a parent disciplining their child? I'm confused. They even lied and went as far as saying that her skin was torn and all of that raised. And child, Dawn showed the pictures. She had a welt. Somebody, please tell me since when you get a wep on your leg and that's considered a bruise. I'm trying to figure out how you can even catch a ASS whooping without a mark being left. Because if so, baby, you ain't whipped them right. How they feeling it? Some of these women are unbelievable. Like I'm not understanding it. Because you cannot tell me that if your child was to come to the internet in front of strangers after you didn't whip their ASS and try to paint you out as an abuser on live stream in front of strangers, that you would be okay with it. You got grown women in the comments talking about, let her speak her story, let her tell her story. And then you got some that's saying, child, is this fake? Is this forced? Because why now? Like what? It's not adding up. But we got outraged. It's crazy to me because, and this is why it's given um manipulation, it's given plot, it's given narrative, all of that is given distraction because it was put out there by the stepmom that put me, you yourself did things to this child while she was pregnant. But it's no outrage around that, right? So it's okay to allegedly drag a pregnant girl while she's pregnant and put out the house and this and that. To the point where she wanted, according to the text messages, she wanted to be emancipated and go live with Laonya. So that's okay, right? So we ain't gonna say nothing about that, but we gonna continue to criticize um the dad for giving her a ASS whipping. But then y'all also blame him for her pregnancy. Wait, baby, you gotta pick a side. Is it okay to be a disciplinarian or not? Somebody let me know. Because I'm confused. I'm confused. So what do y'all do when y'all child gets sassy or gets smart by the mouth? Somebody let me know. How is y'all gentle parenting working out? Like, is that what we doing? Because I don't remember gentle parenting when I was coming up. I remember running from my hold on, my earphones ready to fall again. I remember running. I remember growing up where this house we was raised in, y'all, they had a really, really big oak tree in the backyard. And I remember running from my daddy when it was time for a butt whipping, and we was both running back all around that oak tree so I could try to run away from that ASS whipping. Listen, he would be so tired of chasing me. He would be, but guess what? Guess what? It was those moments that make you who you are. It was those disciplinarian moments that make you not want to mess up, make you want to be mature, stop you from making certain mistakes. It's those moments because you're in fear of that chastising. Like, oh, I know if I do this, daddy or mama gonna be waiting on. So let me really think about this decision before I make. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Y'all gotta chill, bruh. We get it. Y'all hate that man. But stop taking moments that y'all know y'all wouldn't be cool with and enabling it and supporting it just because you don't like that man. Cool. It's cool. It's cool. Dislike him. Dislike his character. But stop acting like y'all would be okay with these moments when y'all know y'all wouldn't. Let's keep it a buck. That's what I can't respect about a lot of these women. I cannot respect that. You cannot tell me you will be okay with your child because y'all saying she's a child, right? She moving like an adult though. Her mama allows her to move like an adult. But it's okay to come online and go against your parent. Where they do that at? Y'all better hope and pray one of y'all cheering don't come to this internet and do the exact same thing. Because guess what? Keep that energy. Keep it. Keep that same energy. All they're doing is deflecting from the CC's talking about, oh, listen, we right back on them. We right back on them. We right back on them, baby. Because like I said, I told it ain't no deflection over here. Because I told y'all last night on my community wall that I was going live about this today, right? So it ain't no deflecting. We right back on them. We right back on them. And it's just sad how people act like I just don't get it, y'all. I just don't understand it. But let me play this audio real quick, right? All right, y'all. My bad. I had to fuss at them cheering. Speaking of kids, up in there running up and down. Y'all better go outside. Y'all done lost y'all mind. All right, let's play this. We don't spare the rod over here, baby. Okay, listen. But for the most part, I don't even have to spank my children because they listen. They listen. I ain't had to spank no butt in a long time. All right, let's play this, y'all. This was on somebody's platform. Around the time that this came out, and I was gonna pull up the text messages, because there are text messages out there also where it was discussed what happened what happened with the child. So I'm confused. We got all this gripe for daddy, but mama did her big one when you was pregnant. I'm confused. So mama gets protected from when it involves actual abuse, but daddy, when he came with the belt, it no bar spared. I'm confused, y'all. I'm confused. Thank you, Miss Raquel. Thank you, my love. Spit facts, not on people. Okay, listen. Clock it. All right, let's play this little audio real quick. Hold on. So I'm ready to eat my crawfish before they get too cold. It should be loud enough.
I just want to understand this, and I'm sorry for anybody that get hurt in this, but I've been real quiet for a long, 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 long time. But, and I said I wasn't gonna say nothing, but please stop mentioning my name, my baby, when you was dragging your daughter while she pregnant. Please. Yeah. Please do not mention my name because I have the receipts and I will post those receipts if you keep mentioning my name of sure you dragging your daughter while she's pregnant.
She lied and said
so
she
let's not even go
Looka.
there. Y'all already know I said I wasn't gonna say nothing out of respect of her, but at this point, ain't nobody gonna keep mentioning my name. Well, that's on her. If she want to be known as abusing her child while she pregnant, then that ain't got nothing to do with me. Touch a pregnant person and put a pregnant person out your house. Come on now.
And and that came from the person who was teamed up with. That came from the person who was teamed up with. Make it make sense. So is she lying? Because it's a lot of people that praise her word as gospel, right? So is she lying when it comes to what Foot Meat did to her child? Because I'm confused. I'm confused. So this is and it's crazy because I find it real peculiar that this is stemming from something that, and I don't want to say no names because y'all know I try to keep other CC's names off my platform because I don't talk about what other people do on their platform because you can't tell me nothing about mine. Okay, so it's kind of like a mutual respect, even though most of the time we don't get that same respect, but I don't go looking for it anyway, so I don't see it. But this is stemming from another CC that spoke on DW yesterday, and Foot Meat posted about it on her platform, telling this CC to stop talking about her child, right? So I guess today DW decides to go live and saying, I don't know this CC, I don't know this lady, but this is my story. And then I guess she decided to tell it. But how do you think you're making the situation better? That's where I'm confused. If this CC spoke on your story, how is it making it any better? You're giving people a reason to speak on it or want to speak on it. Which in my child, let me shut up. Let me shut up. Shut up. I'm about to say something. But I just don't understand it. Like, it's getting real weird, y'all. Well, it been weird, but at this point, it's a little too much. It's a little too much because the selective outrage to me is so obvious and to the point where it's like, what are we doing? What are we really doing? You holding on to when your daddy whipped your ass for the first time in your life. You had one ass whipping from your daddy. I had 100. Okay? And I still love him. But your mama, it was said that the one you teamed up with, that your mama drug you down up and through there, allegedly, while you were pregnant. And you sent text messages to LaOnya, telling her what happened, wanting to go live with her and try to be emancipated, allegedly, because of what your mom did to you. That's a story. If we really want to put it on the floor, baby, that's a story right there. That's your story. Your daddy whipping you for the first time, because I'm pretty sure if your mama did that to you that time while you were pregnant, I'm pretty sure she didn't put hands and feet on you before, allegedly. Because I also have a message with your mama saying, now I see what Robert be saying about that mouth. That came from your mama. The one that you don't talk about on your platform because it's your mama, but your daddy don't get that same grace. Right? Your mama said in a text message, now I see what Robert be talking about. And this was around the same. Oh, I got to get the message. I got to get them because they're in the archive. We're going to get them, y'all. We're going to put them back on Front Street. But it came from her mom around the time that she was texting people because of what was going on with her and her mama. Yeah, that text message was also brought back to the surface where her mom said, now I see what, oh, now you want to agree with the dad. Oh, so we're going to agree with the daddy when it's getting a little hot for us, right? And that's why a lot of these kids be jacked up because you coming from two different parenting styles when the homes are broken. You got one who don't give a F and you got one who gives a F that's a disciplinarian and they getting all the gripe because they are. So guess what? It's going to always be problems because when you got too much leeway in one household and in the next one, you can't do it. You can't move like that. It's going to always be issues. And that's why a lot of these kids be jacked up when they grow up. Let's put it on the floor. It's time out for the coddling. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. We really holding on to that. Like, they really took that situation. And you know what? The crazy part is what really is mind-boggling about it, y'all, is the way they went about it. The way they went about it. Because keep in mind, this child was still living with her daddy 3 months after that happened. 3 months after that happened. Because our 8 sisters even said, they asked her about it, and she said she caught a whipping. She told that to her auntie. Because they called her. So I'm confused. Long even said on the live stream, she caught a whipping, running off by the mouth. But then when we needed to co-sign and validate our Bruce narrative, we're going to take this situation and turn it into a Bruce story when we know it was just a regular ASS whipping. Okay, that's what we doing? Child. Ooh, I pray for these people. Because, baby, every dog has his day and everybody got to get their karma. Every single, can't nobody escape karma. Can't nobody escape karma, baby, or God's wrath. It's one thing to dislike a person, and it's sad that we living in a world where people can't do two things at once, which is dislike a person and still call cap, or call BS, or call wrongdoing. That's crazy. You can do both, yeah. You can do both at one time. You can dislike somebody and still say when it's wrong or when they're being wrong, and still go about disliking them after you done called the BS, like what 2K did on his live yesterday. I don't care for Robert, but this is wrong. That's what you call unbiased. That's what you call maturity. And that's where you get respect. Because you don't have to like them, but don't push something under the rug. Don't cover something up. Don't condone it. Don't enable it. Don't participate in it just because you don't like that person. Because guess what? Now you catching some karma that wasn't even for you. When you could have just said, hey, I don't like that person, but y'all wrong. This ain't cool. This ain't right. Because I wouldn't want this for my family member. And that's it. That's all you gotta do. It ain't hard at all. You can go about your day still not liking them. Because it's everybody don't like somebody. But when it's to this magnitude, it gets real crazy. It gets real crazy. Like, I just don't understand it. And stop confusing content with people dislike. Because I heard that's another thing. You say, oh, I never experienced this much hate in my child. I can only speak for myself, y'all. I gotta stop speaking of everybody else because I can only speak for myself because we all have our own individual platform. I don't hate nobody, not even her. I do my little content and I keep it pushing. When people speak on you, it's because of what you're putting out here. It ain't because people don't like you. It ain't because they hate you or none of that. It's because people are giving a reaction to your content. You started. This is a saga. This ain't no one and done. This is something you brought to the internet that turned into a whole storyline. That's why it's still ongoing. That's why people still speaking on it, still giving commentary. Because you have to remember the narratives that you painted in the beginning. You don't get to paint a narrative about one man and then the other man get protected. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. You don't get to do that. You don't get to cause an uproar or a ruckus all over the internet and play on the emotions of millions of DV victims. And then when you actually get into that situation, you want to intimidate the bloggers with lawsuits because you want them to shut up. That's not cool. It don't work like that. Like, it don't work like that because it's a lot of women that were affected by what you put out because they really sympathize with you. You promised them things. You promised them warehouses. You promised them financial help. You promised them, you know, things for women and battered children. You promised them counseling. You promised them a lives that you still have yet to fulfill even now. Little Miss DV victim. You got women that's really fighting to get out of their situations and you put on it and you laugh about it, you joke about it. But you want to know why women speaking on you? How can you not see it? Hey, Gemini Rising. That's why. That's why. You bring your business to the internet and then get mad when you wanna make it work with the man you just claim abused you and then get mad at the women for speaking on it. Every victim don't operate like that. They don't move in that manner. You can't. I think she didn't do, y'all. I think it's to the point to where she's developed a mindset that she's some type of master. It's really giving cult like mentality and behavior because she wants to be able to command people. When I come on here and I'm speaking as if I'm her. When I come on here and I tell y'all this man did this and that to me, y'all better go against him. Or y'all don't fight for women. And then when I come on here and I tell y'all we working it out and it's all good, y'all better shut up. That's what she wants. Or y'all don't have a right to say nothing. Stop harassing me. Stop slandering me. Stop defaming. Stop talking about me. We back together. We good. You can't turn people off and on like that. It don't work like that, baby. It don't work like that. The internet does not work at command. So when we sit up there and we try to highlight or cap repetitiveness or consistency, guess what? It validates your behavior. So when people are repetitively doing content on you, it's because you're repetitively putting out content to be done on. You didn't just come out here in 2022 and say one thing and shut up. You kept going. You kept coming. You kept coming. You kept coming. You even went as far as to say this. You even went as far as to say this. Hold on. Where is it? I know I thought I recorded. You went as far as to say this.
Good morning. They so nosy. Yeah, but you know what? You can't even be mad at them for being nosy because guess what? I brought the shit to the internet. So that's just what happens. That's part of being a public figure and that's part of being a video creator. But that's why I love where I am today because I'm
Oh, let's run it back. Hold on.
good morning. They so nosy. Yeah, but you know what? You can't even be mad at them for being nosy because guess what? I brought the shit to the internet. So that's just what happens. That's part of being a public figure and that's part of being a video creator. But that's why I love where I am today because I'm
make it make sense. The fact that we can acknowledge that you brought it to the internet is what's crazy to me. So, and you know how it goes because you just acknowledge it in this clip. And I even have moments where she would be popping off, crashing off on her live streams, preferably Instagram, because that's normally where she do her crash out. And you would have people in the comments telling her, get off live, don't do this on live. You know how the bloggers are. You know they gonna talk about it. And she'll say, I don't care. Let them talk about it. Spread it on every platform. They're going to do that anyways. So the fact that you can acknowledge that, but you want to take people to court for talking about you, child, that judge going to have a field day. That man going to be laughing, man or woman. That, y'all. Oh, Lord. Okay. Anyways, ways. Let me get off here, y'all, because I'm ready to eat my crawfish. They done, and I don't like hot crawfish, child. I like to eat them I don't like cold crawfish. I like to eat them when they hot, and I'm going to relax with my man, because like I told you, I'm leaving Sunday. I'm going to probably do a live tomorrow after I get back from the store, because I got some last minute shopping to do for my trip, so I'll probably be live tomorrow too, y'all. I don't know about Sunday, though, because we're leaving Sunday night to catch our flight. So I don't know for sure if I'm going to be able to go live Sunday. Thank you, Mila, my love, for that super support. You said, lie on your sick. The hard truth is she knows she will not ever do better than RH. So she wants others to hate him as much as she loves him. Read that again. She is now a mammy of 6 and a stuck duck. Woo. You better clock her tea, girl. You better clock her tea. That's the crazy part. Like, I just don't get it. You say, check out Burn Beauty Story if she wants to know what DV is, so she won't be confused about these DV lines. Okay, I'm gonna try to remember that. Do me a favor, Bobby, and put that in my comments under this live stream. Not the live stream comments, but the actual comments. And that way I can see it and I can go check out that story. Yep, but I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Good Friday, as I know I will. I'm gonna eat them crawdads, baby. And I'll be back tomorrow. Hope y'all stay safe in these streets because y'all know it's real crazy right now. And it's gonna get even more crazier since this child decided to come back on the internet and put out her and her daddy business. But her mama don't get no smoke. But child, listen. Every dog has their day. That's all I'm gonna say. And karma ain't got no name on it. Everybody can get it. Anybody can intercept it. That's it. That's all. Love y'all.
That goes by. People always ask me why I block hoes. Listen up, baby girl, shit, I'm about to let you know why I always gotta block hoes. Whoa. They talking shit up in my comments. They don't know, but I'm about to block them. Cause every day, I block hoes. They be being shady, yeah. Whoa. Cause you know I block hoes, baby. In different area codes, baby. You never know, but I block.